So, welcome to another podcast, TTGR here. Today, we've got Tice and myself, Joe, and we are going to start the podcast. It's pretty wicked, our first time actually hanging out and filming together.
We're physically cycling next to each other, both in Perth, Australia. I flew here just over a week ago, and yeah, since then we've been together for that time. And it's been absolutely great. The weather's getting way better. Arrived here at the right time. It's getting spring here, soon to be summer, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, so today in this episode I thought we would talk about cycling in Perth, since we are in Perth riding on a beautiful PSP route right now.
Bike path.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's lovely.
Yes.
Probably reminds you of home, I'm guessing.
Well, so Joseph, he already explained to me that I'm probably going to be quite confused arriving in Perth, because it's bike paths everywhere, and it's so right. I think that apart from Holland and maybe Denmark, this is one of the most bike-friendly infrastructure that I've seen so far.
In the city, yeah.
In the city,
yeah.
I can imagine on the countryside it can get worse.
Well, yes, if you're on it depends on how quiet the roads are in Australia.
Right.
But generally the thing is with Perth, it's such a spread out big city.
Exactly.
Right now we're on a bike path which goes towards Fremantle and the main highway. And one of the downsides already you're probably hearing is probably the traffic.
Yeah, you can hear some humming of the cars in the background probably, because it's right next to where we're cycling.
Yeah, and then the other ones, the other tracks and bike trails also follow other railway networks which go, because it's the flattest route and they probably have the money to add it in there.
It's the cheapest to lay it there.
So one of the criticisms about Perth though, when it comes to the cycling infrastructure, is that when you go closer to the center and the older developed places, they just don't have a dense network of cycling.
Right.
Around here, it's really nice.
Yeah, this is absolutely perfect.
And this is the outskirts. This is a brand new section, brand new highway.
Right.
So they had hey, we'll just add this bike path in. People want
exactly. Yeah.
And it's very efficient. That's what I love about it.
This bike path network is called PSP. I don't know really where it stands for.
Principal Shared Path.
Okay. Yeah, sounds.
And as you can see by the symbols on the ground, it's shared by pedestrians as well.
Shared by pedestrians. It's a very quiet path. The cycling culture is still coming up here.
That is true.
But for us, it's really, really nice. This.
I can see amazing. That most of the time, if you may have noticed that there's quite a few guys on road bikes and such. And it is a little bit of a roadie culture more here.
Exactly. Yeah.
You won't see most people on a standard mountain bike, city bike type of...
You do see more. I've seen a few, which
they are there.
Very cool, yeah.
But a lot of people love to use their road bikes. It's still underdeveloped
compared to Holland or Denmark or something like that, that's for sure.
Yeah, and it's getting better. More people are definitely getting interested in it, because I would say Perth is probably the best city in Australia for cycling.
Right.
I found that when I was over in Sydney, it was not great because they just haven't invested in it at all. Even the road network for cars wasn't very good. That was one of the criticisms.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is just a really, really great bike path. In Holland, they're even a bit they're not so wide. Everything here, that's what I noticed when I landed at the airport, and we did our first little ride to where Joseph was staying, and I also were staying for the night. Just the size, everything here is so much bigger. The houses, the cars, the roads, wide, and
it's very American.
Yeah, because you have plenty of space here.
Yeah, that's what I say. Perth is a very sprawled out, spread out city.
Exactly. The distance from where we were staying to the center in Holland would mean that you would already have been going through 3 or 4 different villages, but here it's just Perth. It's one big area.
I'm just thinking now, maybe I could give you the folks a view of your bike if you want to go ahead of me, in front.
Oh, we can do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Because Tice is on a more how would you describe it? It is a touring bike.
It is, yeah. But Joseph said it has its Dutch character to it.
Yeah, I love that. You've got the Brook saddle and the levers for touring.
Yeah.
And the fenders for when it rains, though you don't need that in Australia very much.
Yeah, of course. I would like to leave them on there, I think. I think they look quite nice.
They do. There's nothing
You
wrong with
already convinced me to take the rack off for a bit, so...
It is quite nice. I think it looks much better, but obviously you lose a little bit of the versatility and
yeah, because
stuff like
I
that.
cannot use my bags that I have, you know, for all of my stuff. Right now we're staying at one location, so we can do that, but soon we'll be moving out to a different location.
And I'll let the other folks see my bike if you want.
Yeah,
so
so now Joseph's gonna ride past me. I still can't believe this bike has made it all the way from Sydney to Perth across Australia. Just amazing.
It's quite an amazing
and it's only
bike
a
for the price.
$600 bike, which is just insane.
I love it.
Looks.
It's quite a remarkable bike, honestly, for the price.
Right.
You will not find anything else at this price range, to be entirely honest.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I did a lot of research on it.
And we have our links in the description down below as well if you want to check out our bikes.
Yeah, we both got reviews on it on our main channel.
Exactly. So yeah, we both have our main channel. In the beginning, you'll probably know us from our main channel, TravelingTice and TheOneGoodRoad. And this is sort of our collaboration channel.
Yeah. So back to the cycling here.
Yeah.
I just want to touch up on the bike pass again. So yeah, one of the criticisms is obviously that it's not a very dense network. But when you are on a PSP route, as you see here.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a thing to show you on the screen where we can show you the map.
Yeah,
to show you a bit of the routes of the areas.
Exactly.
Because you don't necessarily have to use the bike pass here. You can also take quiet urban, suburban streets and stuff like this.
Exactly.
And it's still really good. What would you say? I think some of them have been very quiet. There's plenty of space.
It's really, if you stick to the real, just the suburban roads, you can get really quiet roads where almost no cars. Of course, the main roads are a bit more busy.
And I think in total, Perth must have about 200, 300 Ks of dedicated bike paths just like this.
That's quite a lot.
Yeah, for a city.
Yeah.
You know, that's like the best I've ever heard.
Right.
Outside of Holland.
Yeah, so if you really want to stick to these bike paths, then Joseph, you said the best would be around the river.
Yes, so usually along the Swan River, that's going to be like really good paths. Closer you get to the coast, for some reason they haven't added the infrastructure yet, or maybe people in the area aren't so fond on the PSP routes yet. So coast is a bit of a hit or miss depending on where you go. But the Swan River, yes, there's a really good path following it all the way to Midland, which is further inland towards the hills at Monduring, the Perth Hills.
Right.
And there's some really good dirt tracks, actually, dirt trails, dedicated ones, which have, very soft gradients, and you can ride our bikes on there,
That's
a touring
amazing.
bike or a cyclocross bike. And you have signs like you've just
you got
seen
signs everywhere as well.
They're not one of the things I don't like about it is that they don't tell you what path you're on, because this could look like anywhere.
This is just path. PSP. It's not a certain way to Fremantle or anything.
Exactly. If you follow the signs, you'll generally find your way.
Yeah.
But I would highly recommend some people to use their GPS on their phones or on their Garmins.
And we both have videos about the software we use, offline maps. I use Locust Map. And Joseph uses
OSM, which is just OpenStreetMaps.
Which is essentially, they're very similar, and they work really, really well.
Yeah, I would highly recommend those. Open Cycle Map is another one, and that shows you all of these purple routes which go through all of Perth.
Yeah, same on the Locust, indeed. So apart from the main, you could say dedicated bike paths, PSP, you also have other routes which sometimes they're on a road with a little bike dedicated strip.
Oh, okay, where it's a shared path on the road.
Yeah, where it's a shared path, and sometimes it's just quiet suburban
That probably feels a bit like Holland, right? Because you still have that in country roads.
Because in Holland, I sometimes think that in Holland we have bike paths everywhere, but that's not true. On the small little roads, of course, we've got these cobblestone type roads, and that's just a shared path. But the main difference is just that in Holland the bike has the power, and that's the main difference between Holland and here. Is that here the car is still the one that's ruling the traffic. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's getting better, which is good, and Australians do like cycling, which is really, really cool. And I love how it's growing here.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we can even fit 2 bikes in this one little lane.
Yeah, it's just amazing.
It's just ridiculous, really.
Joseph said that riding abreast is not 100% legal here, but
I believe that's true, yeah. It
Okay.
depends on what state you're in.
Okay.
Each state has a slightly different law on that. And usually when you're on a country road, you're supposed to give a cyclist 3 meters of space. Not
Right.
everyone I've noticed has done that. But, you know, most people here, in my opinion, are reasonably respectful. I would say a little bit better than America.
right.
Because America just, like, on the eastern parts of the states was so unfriendly. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But, yeah, maybe we should wrap it up, do you think? Or you want to add anything else?
No, I think that's it for this first
Podcast
little
thing?
podcast episode of us being together.
Yeah,
And
our
over the-
third episode. I
Yeah,
think.
it's our third official episode, of course. At some point our ways will split again. And but we're trying to upload a podcast from now on every week.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna try that out, see how it goes.
I'll try, yeah.
And yeah, I mean,
And we'll just focus on different subjects each time.
yeah, and if you have any suggestions of subjects that you'd like to
Us to talk about?
us to talk about while riding, maybe different areas of Perth we could explore, and that sort of stuff in this format, then let us know.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be really nice to see, like, the 2 different sides like this. And
Yeah.
2 different bikes, 2 different angles.
Exactly, yeah.
I think it'll be really cool.
It's sort of what we're already doing on a normal basis when we're going to the store or just riding around, but
Yeah, we're just filming ourselves talking.
we're just documenting it for a
about
bit,
it.
and I think it's a really cool idea.
Alrighty then, well, hope you guys enjoyed that. And I guess we'll see you in the next episode.
Please like, subscribe, comment,
All that
jazz, and we'll see you in the next one.
Alrighty, peace.
Goodbye. Oops.
I think that was brilliant.
That was good. 30 minutes, perfect.